Half-Life 2 is now supported by the DK2, so I'm going to jump in and give it a go. Now, the last time I did this was with the Oculus Rift DK1. I've walked through half the level and got off the train, but immediately, as I say in every video, the resolution of the DK2 much better than the DK1. You really do get a far better sense of presence. Now, I do have a little bit of a motion blur when I look around, and the scale is a tiny bit off for me. I'm not sure if that's because of my IPD settings. I've measured and done it through the app. It should be right. Things look a little bit small and skinny, but that might just be how Gordon Freeman sees the world. You know, he wears glasses. He might just see things slightly smaller than everyone else. One thing I did notice straight away, because of the DK2's higher resolution, you really notice the texture details more, but more specifically, I'll move my microphone down so I don't headbutt it, the reflections, the famous Direct 9 Half-Life 2 reflections. Remember when Half-Life 2 first came out, that was one of the sort of really standout things, was the cube map and the reflections that they'd implemented, which I think were just new to DirectX 9, and they actually look really good on the DK2, and they just really catch your eye. Let's go up to this guy in there. You really notice and appreciate a lot more with the DK2 the character animations, and Half-Life 2 still has some of the best sort of facial animations and character animations, especially when it comes to like the amount of characters that actually animate and do stuff. Because Valve did specific research into sort of optimizing the faces so that they could do realistic facial animations by breaking it down into phonemes, I believe. You have to read about that if you're interested. But you really do see, you see it so much better with the DK2 than if you were just watching on a screen, and it's a lot easier to get your face right into them.
I see they took your suitcase too. They can't get away with it.
I mean, it's really fantastic, and it's surprising. I mean, Half-Life 2 is practically ancient now. There's dust on it, and archaeologists dig it up over the internet and study it. It's that old, but it's still an absolute standout virtual reality experience. So let's go along here. If you played Half-Life 2, obviously familiar with the start of the game. You come off the train. The G-Man talks to you a bit whilst you're on the train. You come off it and you navigate City 17. And we're going to meet up with Barney. Not the dinosaur. Oh dear. It's really nice. They do look skinny for some reason. But the height of them is spot on. And it's really just because they look really solid. Let's go through here. They really do look a lot more menacing. You can really appreciate, with the DK2, you can appreciate the artwork, the sort of character design, the details and stuff. That's awesome. The Steam, the VR Steam interface just had a pop-up of one of my friends connected online that actually came up in the game. That's crazy. Yeah, you can really appreciate the artwork far more with a VR headset, and the animations and the subtleties of the work. You can appreciate the actual 3D model of the character because it's in 3D. The way he's following me when I move, that is really disconcerting. Oh dear. Obviously it does that on a normal screen, but it's just not to the same it's not to the same effect. He's tracking my body position, not my head. That's really, really creepy. Okay, see the nice bit of blood on the floor there. I mean, I can't wait to play. FPS is specifically designed around the DK2.
It's me, Gordon, Barney from Black Mesa. Hey, sorry for the scare. I had to put on a show for the cameras.
I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's crazy how you can just put a DK2 on, play an old game, and it takes it to another level. This is the thing with playing Live for Speed,
Look who's here.
Live for Speed's a pretty old game, but you put the DK2 on, everything's 3D, you've got full head tracking, and it's completely transformed into a new experience. It's propelled gaming
And I'm thinking.
40 years into the future. That's what it feels like. The texture on the ceiling actually looks really good. A lot of people have said that normal maps
Taking enough chances as it is.
often look a bit off because in 3D they don't work too well. But at this distance from the ceiling, this normal map's actually quite effective. It does look a little bit textured, but maybe if that was a high resolution texture, that normal map would probably still be quite effective.
There's no time to waste here, Gordon. Get
Oh,
a move on.
we've got to get a move on. I don't know if you actually stand around if anything bad happens with that.
Pile up some stuff to get through that window.
Oh, here we go. The old.
I'll meet up with you later.
This is advanced stuff when it came out. Oh, let's get some. Is there anything down there? No. Just gonna go straight up. The old climb through the window. This is how Gordon Freeman escapes the bad decisions he makes with women. He goes to the bathroom and climbs out the window. Beer. Now it's using the aiming system, sort of that Operation Flashpoint dead zone, where you've got a bit of cursor area where you can move the reticle. If you look around, it doesn't move the aim. There's no clipping in the Quake 2 VR implementation. When you move your head, it gets to a point where it clips with the cursor and then moves that around, which actually works quite effective. But having said that, just having your head completely separate and then coming back round with the mouse. So if I move over here, I can then rotate my body round with the cursor. That actually works really well. Now you can, in the Quake 2 VR, you can set it up exactly as you want. You can fiddle with it, so it's really good. But by default, this works really well. You really get a sense of the different size rooms. It's a simple thing. Well, it's obviously not simple because you have to invent a VR headset and you have to build the environments and have consistent art and everything else. But from the player's perspective, just the aspect of going into a different space with a VR headset is a thing in and of itself that's really noticeable. And this room looks awesome, and it's just a square room. It has a sort of that really square Roman architecture feel to it. But can you tell I don't know much about architecture? Probably said absolute nonsense there. But you can really appreciate it. And again, the details are much more noticeable. I mean, you can see it on the screen, but just the texture work, where they've obviously put the wear at the top with what appears to be sort of a little bit of water seepage. When you're playing on a normal screen in 2D, you normally keep your head down at the ground more. You don't tend to look around a lot. Well, I don't. But with the VR headset, you do tend to want to just look around and admire things more, kind of as you do in the real life. If you're on holiday and you're visiting a like a building or monument or something, you look around, you look up, and you look down, you look to the sides, and you move around more. You don't tend to just walk straight ahead like you do when you're playing an FPS, or like I do when I'm playing FPS. So absolutely fantastic. And even though this is a very bog standard plain room, I feel compelled to just look around it. And he obviously wants me to put the can in the dustbin. Let's tease him. Oh no! He hit me, which made me knock it in. I didn't want to. I was going to wind him up. Let's get some water. Oh, no, not allowed any. See, moving from this space, also the lighting on the floor coming through the window, it's just not really noticeable. It's far more noticeable than if you're playing this on a screen. It's a shame about the motion blur. I don't know if that's just because of the implementation, or if it's not using low persistence, or what's causing that. There's a little bit of blur, and that does take you out from. It does remove a sense of presence. Maybe there's an option to improve that. I'll have to look into that. But other than that, absolutely fantastic. He's got his own little booth. That's where the combines stand. They stand between two fences.
The line starts at the end.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to wait your turn like everybody else.
Oh no, I've got to wait my turn. Well, I wonder what happens if I do wait my turn. If they actually, if he will. I've not actually bothered doing this when I played it the first time. Oh, he's got his rations. We'll get some rations as well and see what happens. See, the other thing with Half-Life 2 and what Valve, of course, are famous for is just that attention to detail of stuff that's off the sort of beaten path of the linear aspect of the game. You can just run through it and miss things, or if you do go up to characters and click on them or fiddle with stuff in the environment, a lot of the time something happens. So if you're an inquisitive player, and I think when you put a VR headset on, more players will be inquisitive, games like Half-Life 2 really pay off that being inquisitive and reward players that are. Oh no. No rations for Gordon. Let's keep going. Let's go the way they went. I'm going to throw something at the combine, see if he chases after me. Okay. Ah, he's faster than me. Oh dear. Oh, I'm trapped now. Oh, he's given up. I threw a box at him, but he's I can't remember the way out. It's been such a long time. That's where I came in. Oh, it must be one of the doors. Oh, here we go. Oh, looks awesome. I'm going to blow the back of the combine here, and I'm going to throw something at him and see if he can get past the box. This box looks really nice in 3D. That sounds stupid, but it does. The joys of... what should we throw at him? The joys of virtual reality, 3D boxes. Ah, beer bottle, that'll do. Whoa! Anti-gravity beer bottles. Can of fish, or can of beans. Let's see if he can make it through the box. Huh. Oh, I've outwitted. Oh, I've outwitted the combine. Oh no, he's got me. He's given up. Combine, and they're really advanced. Oh, he's taken the box with him. They're really advanced, but put a cardboard box in the face in front of them, and they're defeated. Well, hello. Guess he wanted to go in there. But I'm not going to play through that. This isn't a Let's Play video. I just wanted to talk over some of the key aspects of Half-Life 2 with the DK2 and sort of test its basic implementation. And I have to say, it is really impressive. This pole looks real. Absolutely fantastic. If you haven't played Half-Life 2, this is the way to play it. This is now the way to play it. I'm going to assume the weapons work in the same way as they did with the DK1. And when I played through Half-Life 2 with the DK1, you know, in terms of the weapons and the interactions, everything like that worked fine. DK2 will just adds better head tracking, more immersion, and high resolution. Now look at that. When a friend loads something, it pops up because of the Half-Life, the Steam VR interface. Absolutely, you really get a sense of scale. Like on the screen, the Citadel in the distance is there, and it's nice, a really nice design. But on this, it seems more believable. I think it's a sort of a 3D skybox element. I think maybe part of it is because screens have got to a point where the resolution is a lot higher than the design when they designed the game, and so some of the stuff looks a little bit out of place when you play it on a high resolution screen. But on the DK2, because it is only 1080p, some of the aspects of the low resolution textures are masked by the screen door and by the resolution of the screen. But you can look around, which makes up for it, and it's all in 3D, so they actually complement each other really well. Be interested to see what it's like when you get to the CV1. But absolutely spectacular. Download, buy off. If you haven't got Half-Life 2, there's got to be something wrong with you. So buy it straight away if you haven't got it. Got a DK2. This has got to be a must-have. A must-play basically. You've got to get it and you've got to play it. Thanks to Valve for the VR implementation of Half-Life 2. The Steam VR interface is really awesome as well. I might do a little quick video of that. there's not much to show off. It's just like the Steam console Steam thing, but works with the DK2 and it's 3D. Yeah, that's about it really. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Play Half-Life 2, subscribe and like, and goodbye.